Testing. Sounds good.
I'm good, actually. Or am I too loud? Promise. Oh, man. All right, all right, all right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome tonight to our Tuesday night Bible study, or here we call it Freedom, our Tuesday night talks. We're so excited that you would allow us to come into your homes on tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need you to do me a favor, though. It's Tuesday night, so I need you to get lit, all right? We're going to have some good things going on tonight, awesome conversation, awesome breakdown of scripture and revelation that we're going to get into, okay? All right, so one of the things I want to make sure that you understand of always, this is DeCarlo Marcus. I am the senior leader, the senior servant here at Freedom Church of Albany. Always a pleasure to serve you in this capacity. We do not take it lightly that you allow us to pour into your souls on tonight. So I definitely appreciate you tuning in and connecting with us on tonight. I'm excited because this is going to be a lively conversation. This is going to be a lively engagement. I need you to get your life together, I promise you, because we're about to have some fun and get into some things that I think is going to be a blessing unto you on tonight. All right, now, so before we get into that, you already know how we do. It's Tuesday Talks, so you already know how we do. The first thing that I need you to do is this: recognize that you are a technological evangelist, all right? You are a part of the fivefold ministry as you sit behind those keys or sit behind your cell phone or whatever you got going on. So what I need you to do, please, ma'am, and please, sir, is not only like this broadcast, but I need you to share this broadcast. Push this out to as many people as possible, your friends, your neighbors, your cousins, your co-workers, the person that you saw at Target on yesterday and you just got friends with them on Facebook. Share this out with every single person that you're connected to, because we believe that this is going to be a life-transformative conversation, all right? So thank you so much for doing that. Now let's do this, all right? You know how we do on Tuesday. So we got Testimony Tuesday, all right? We got Testimony Tuesday. So what I need for you to do, I see everybody saying good evening. I see more people joining in. What I need somebody to do is go ahead. Like I said, Tuesdays are sometimes that they're stale to a certain degree because it's in between Monday, in between Wednesday. So sometimes Tuesday can be that, I don't know what kind of thing going on, but I want you to do something for me. Go ahead and let's share some testimonies. I got some people watching with me on tonight. I can't see everyone who was watching with me, but thank you so much for joining. Ms. Jones, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Shout out to Ms. Jones. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Marcus. What's up, brother? Good to see you on tonight. Good to see you. Thank you for connecting with us on tonight. Thank you so much, brother. All right. Now, let's do this. All right, let's see who got a testimony. Anybody got a testimony? Anything that God has done for you on today that you want to talk about or that you want to give some type of acknowledgement to? All right. I got one. All right. Y'all ready for this one? Y'all ain't ready for this one because y'all looking lame. Y'all looking lame. All right, so here's what we got. All right, here's the one that I got for today. Here's the one that I got for today. I was productive at work, and I did not get bored. That's a phrase. That's a phrase. That's a praise. I love my job. I love my job. Shout out to Ms. Lori Washington, the best supervisor in the world, all right? I love my job. I love my job. All right, so anybody else got a testimony? Please don't be shy. Don't be shy. If you ain't got one, then I feel that, all right? But don't be shy. Go ahead and drop a testimony in the box. Let's see who's going to drop something out here. Let's see who's going to drop something out here. All right, so look, okay, all right. This LeBron Jordan person that you all keep watching every week, this is my administrator. All right, she said, God is faithful. He keeps me and covers me minute by minute. That's an awesome testimony. That is an awesome testimony. All right, hey, Miss Sandra, Mama Taylor, what's up with you? Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Hey, Miss Deborah, all right. Anybody else? Anybody else want to drop a testimony real quickly? I know that we have some people watching on our website, and I cannot see you all's comments at this particular moment because I'm logged in right now to Facebook, all right? But still, if you got a testimony, drop that testimony, okay? This is Tuesday night testimony. Before we get into our conversation, we always have a testimonial period for you to have the opportunity to share what the Father is doing in and through you. All right, so we want to make sure that you drop that. Brother Will, what's up with you, man? Good to see you on tonight. Good to see you on tonight. Who else I got watching? Let's see. Big Floyd, what's up, baby? What's up? Good to see you on tonight. That's what I'm talking about. I see everybody. Woman of God, Miss Bugs, good to see you on tonight. Good to see you on tonight. Thank you so much for connecting with us. All right, let's see who else dropping. Let's see who else dropping. Miss Barbara, what's up, Miss Barbara? Good to see you on tonight. Miss Whitney, good to see you tonight. Miss Lynette, awesome. Good to see you on tonight as well. If y'all can't tell by now, I am super hyped. Okay, like super hyped. All right, so listen, let's see. Miss Whitney, what's up now? What's up now? All right. Brother Reed, what's up? Mr. Royce Reed, Mr. Reed. He wasn't my principal, but he's one of the most famous principals in the Doherty County school system. What's up with you, Mr. Reed? Good to see you tonight, sir. All right, let's see. Miss Arnold, good to see you tonight. Thank you for watching with us. Everyone who was watching, I thank you so much. I'm looking for some testimonies. If you ain't got one, that's cool, but I want to make sure that you are seeing the good thing that the Father is doing through you. Mr. Reed said, I can do all things through Christ. I love it. I love it. Powerful testimony. I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. That is Philippians 4:13 for those who do not know that one, all right? What's up, bro? Desmond. Hey, Desmond, listen, my guest tonight said that your cool level is higher than mine. I'm submitting to it, bro. I'm submitting to it. I'm submitting to it. Your swag is at a whole nother level, man. I'm not even finna fight with it. I'm not finna fight with it. All right, good to see you on tonight. All right, let's see. Anybody else got a testimony before we get ready to move forward and have this awesome conversation with this awesome man of God? Let's see who else we got. Anybody else want to drop a testimony before we get started? I'll give you about 5 more seconds. All right, let's see. In 3, in 2, and in 1. Okay, that won't talk about, bro. Marcus Moses, God woke me up and kept me. That's what I'm talking about. That's a testimony within itself. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome testimony, all right? Y'all, listen, Tuesday night talks are more than about just dropping scripture and having Bible study. We can do that, all right? But we want to be engaging, because one of the things that we have to show the body of Christ, especially in this region, is that we're believers and we're human. All right, sometimes we just get to the point where we just become zombies, like we're believers and we don't have a life, we don't have things that we're doing. But I want you to understand tonight that I'm alive, I'm wearing I ain't got no suit on, all for a purpose, all for a purpose. And I'm never gonna wear that in freedom, okay? So God bless you. All right, but let's do this, all right? So thank you so much for tuning in on tonight. I'm ready to have this conversation. Are you all ready to have this conversation with me on tonight? If you're ready, go ahead and press those hearts, please, ma'am, and please, sir. Because I have with me my brother. Now, this brother used to cut my hair when I had hair, so I don't have hair anymore. So now he trimmed my beard up. He trimmed my beard up, but listen, he is a brother. He is from Albany, Georgia. He is a man of God. He is an entrepreneur. He is an educator. He is a mentor. He is all the things that check all the boxes that make great men in our world. This is this man that I'm going to be interviewing tonight. So I am going to make way as we get ready to have this conversation for the one, the only Brother Marcus Scott. Good to see you on tonight, brother. God bless you. Good to see you tonight, brother.
Testing. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I am honored to be here. The atmosphere is amazing. I feel the electricity in there. We're going to have a great time.
Man, we finna get lit. We finna get lit.
Yes,
we finna get lit, man. We finna get lit. All right, so Marcus here, like I said, he's from Albany, and we're going to get into a lot of different things. So one of the things I want you to do also, as we're talking tonight, if you have different questions that, depending upon the topics that we bring up, that you may want to ask either me or Marcus. My name is DeCarlo Marcus. His name is Marcus Scott. So we still in the same vein. We probably bootleg Ken somewhere along the line. But any question that you may have, please, ma'am, please, sir, go ahead and drop that in, okay? All right, so now let's get into this conversation, all right? So first of all, man, just give us some information. Let the crowd know, because there are some people who are watching who know who you are, okay, and then there are some people who really don't know who you are. So I gave a small introduction, but go ahead and just let everyone know, just expose the world to Marcus Scott.
Absolutely. My name, Marcus Scott, as you mentioned. I consider myself to be a very humble, laid-back person, but I am very passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about family, the family structure. Right. I'm passionate about business. I'm passionate about church.
Yes.
And spirituality, the relationship with God, all of these different things. And I think when all of these components come together, then we're operating in wholeness.
Yes.
And I honestly believe that I'm here to empower people.
That's
now,
good.
you may get tired of hearing that, but that's my push right now.
Yes, sir.
Empowering people.
Yes, sir.
Just like I've been empowered, I want to empower people. And so as far as that is the crux of where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. You dropped a word, man. I'm finna go ahead and pivot right off the bat. You dropped a powerful word, man, wholeness. That's key, man, because I want to make sure that people understand what you mean by wholeness, because I think there are a lot of instances by which what happens is we conquer one area of our life, but then there are other areas of our life that are lacking. You said that you love humans. You're about empowering people. So to give more clarity and unpacking that a little bit, how does wholeness empower you? How does being whole make you able to function at the level that you're able to function in?
Well, first of all, when I say wholeness, what I mean is our Father God put us here for a purpose.
Absolutely.
He knew we were all unique.
Yes.
He knew we were different. We had different thoughts, different perspectives, different ways of seeing things.
Absolutely.
Now the key is how will he put us all here together?
That's good.
And then we learn to operate together.
Yes.
That's the key.
That's
Not
good.
that we all have to be the same. Just like our fingerprints. No two people have the exact same fingerprint. We're
Absolutely.
all unique.
Right.
However, how can we come together, cohabitate, live together, and function together? So when we talk about wholeness, that's what it's about. It's about all of us being broken, all of us having our own perspective, different things, but how do we work together? How do we come together? So when you bring your portion, I bring my portion, we're seeing different perspectives, we come together, and then when we're operating under his divine purpose, that's when we become whole.
That's good, man.
And so I want to make sure I'm fully engaged and I'm fully pushing everything that I've been given.
Wow.
To have the maximum impact in wherever I am, wherever I go, and whomever I come in contact with.
That's good. That's good revelation, man. I think that's powerful because one of the things that you just said that I think is so key to unlocking the fullness of wholeness is being fully engaged.
Wow.
Being fully engaged. Because I think sometimes what happens is we lose the engagement piece because we're always chasing other pieces.
Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you? It's almost like one of the things that I see a lot of the times is that social media and the news within the host or the media as a whole gives us this opportunity to see people be successful at a very high level. But here's the thing that a lot of times we don't understand. We don't understand that what we're doing is we are looking at that moment at anomalies and not the norm. See, because what happens on social media when you watch different people, when you see the highlight reels of their life, or you see people who are successful at 35 years old or successful at 25 years old, it's almost like we're not appreciative of our moments. So unpack a little bit, man. We done pivoted. Like, I got 1,000 questions on here, but we done shifted, so we might as well go here. But unpack a little bit for me the power of being fully engaged in your moment.
Oh, very well said. Very good. I like the way you put that when we talked about, for instance, not just social media, because social media is good, it's very powerful. However, when we talk about social media, we talk about an instant. We talk about a moment. We talk about a perfectly projected moment that's placed there for the purpose of someone visualizing or seeing you in a particular light.
Right.
And that might just be the 1% of the time, 5% of the time. However, what we have to understand is all of us, if we really, really focus, all of us are similar. All of us have the same testimonies. You have some testimonies, I have testimonies, and if we break it down, we all do.
Right.
So as far as the wholeness is, we have to understand not to get distracted, because that's exactly what that is. That's entertainment, and it's a projection. It's just like a photo. It's just like taking a picture. It's in that moment. Let's go ahead and be honest. We all know that I could be sitting here depressed, upset, or whatever, but if I need to say cheese for a camera just for a moment, that moment you just captured is not a reflection of what's really going on. So we can't get distracted and deceived by that. It's entertaining. It's fun. I enjoy it. We all should enjoy it. We get to delve into each other's lives for a moment, see what we're doing, but at the same time, that's not reality. So I think it's very necessary that we understand that. But when we get down to it, we all have to find our purpose, find out why we're here, what we're good at, what we're passionate about, and we have to start projecting that positively.
That's good.
So that's what I mean by empowering people. That's what we are, and that's what I'm all about.
That's good, man. That's good. Y'all, he already preaching already. He already dropping some nuggets already. And it's just 7:20. We got a strong 34 minutes to go. And he already dropping nuggets, man.
Let's go.
I love that because when you start talking to people about being whole and you start talking to people about being in the moment, there's this thing where church people have longed to, we have such big ambitions. You know, we have life. I mean, everyone has ambitions. The ambition to do X, Y, or Z, or become this, or become that. These ambitions are real. Nothing wrong with the ambition. But one of the things that I'm thinking is that sometimes the ambition becomes the prisoner of the present.
Wow.
And I think sometimes what happens is we get so caught up in the ambition that the ambition of life controls us so much that we're absent from the present, and we lose the hold on wholeness. We lose the hold on being engaged. And even when it comes to the Father sending people our way, we can't even receive that level of empowerment because we're so imprisoned by the ambition that we're not appreciative of the gifts of the present. So how would you speak to a person? Because you've accomplished a lot. We're going to get into some of this in a minute. But how would you speak to a person to when they have those levels of ambition and they want God to do so many great things in their life? They want God to open this door and to open that door and to break this down and to break that down. How do you speak to that person to tell them that it's good to be ambitious but staying present in the moment so that you can reach what you're ambitious for?
Very good, very good. To be disingenuous is exhausting.
Wow.
It's exhausting.
Man, put that in the box, please. I don't know if y'all can spell that. I can spell a little bit. To be disingenuous is exhausting. Wow. Unpack that, yes.
So when a person is genuine, when a person is tapped into their passion and who they really are,
right,
it's not hard. It's not hard.
Right.
You're being yourself.
Right.
But when you have to maintain a facade or a presence that people are expecting, it's work.
Man,
it's work.
That's good,
and
sir.
that's why it's necessary for us to honestly, and if I had to speak with someone, I would tell them, take back the layers, unpack that, unpack this. Who am I really talking to?
That's good.
You know, because there are things I can do. I can wake up at 2, 3 in the morning and do it with no problem. It's effortless because it's genuinely who I am. It's my passion. It's what I do. I love sports.
Yes.
And unfortunately, not long ago, one of my favorites ever, Kobe Bryant, we lost him. Rest in peace to him and the family.
Absolutely.
I just want to say, but one thing I've learned about him, because he was more than a basketball player, he was a motivator, and not just on the court, but in his life. He began to transition and change and mature as he grew. And one thing about him that drew me was the fact that he understood how important it was to be genuine to himself.
That's good.
It doesn't matter what all 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 these people in this arena or out there are yelling or saying to me, I have a job to do.
Right.
And in order to do that, when you go to practice, that's when I obtain the necessary skill to accomplish that job.
Yes, sir.
So when you see me hit that buzzer beater, I did that 1,000 times over here.
Absolutely.
At practice.
Absolutely.
So when I get in the game, it's just another shot.
Yeah.
And so in our lives, it's the same thing. It's like repetition. And I teach that all the time. Anyone you know is great is familiar with repetition.
That's good.
If you want to build your muscles, what do? You work out.
Absolutely.
If you want endurance, what do? You run. You hit the treadmill. It's repetition. If you want to articulate and speak well, you have to speak often.
Yes, sir.
And so all these different things. So that's why it's necessary, extremely necessary for us to get to a place where we understand we have to find out who we are. Just like they say on the airplane. The airplane's going down or it's turbulence, that mask comes down, what do? They said put it on yourself first, and then you can help somebody else.
Absolutely.
But if you can't put it on yourself first, you might collapse because you're not getting enough oxygen.
That's good, man.
So that's why we have to tap into our genuine selves, find out who we are first to be able to help people.
Wow, that's good. Is this helping you all at home? Y'all need to press. I see some hearts being pressed out here. Y'all need to press those hearts because that is something that is so powerful, brother. Because I think in the process of us living in the modern day society that we live in now, most of us don't understand the power or the deception of being ingenuine. And I mean, it's almost like you in a position where you're living someone else's life and you don't even know that you're living someone else's life. And so henceforth the anxiety kicks in, the depression kicks in, all these things start kicking in because there is no familiarity with who you are as an individual. That is so powerful. So let me ask you a question, because you are already walking in this. Now, this is going to be for all of my aspiring entrepreneurs out here, and I hope you're watching. If you ain't watching, you need to tag an entrepreneur or tag someone who's been trying to start a business for 18 years, and they see, because there's a reason as to why they can't get it off the ground, and I think he just unlocked the key. And I'm going to ask him, though, because I want us to make sure that we get it. So from an entrepreneur perspective, the scripture tells us that above all things, I desire that you be prosperous and in good health, even as your soul prospereth. I want to direct that scripture into what you just said, because you just said that basically not being faithful to who you are is tiring. So from an entrepreneur perspective, is it possible to be an entrepreneur and not be genuine to your own self?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man.
It is. One awesome thing about God is the principle of God work for anybody.
That's good.
If you're a saint, if you're a sinner, you're at the top of the mountain, in the valley, the principles work for anybody.
Yes.
So as far as that, what we want to do, we want to prosper, but we want it to be as our souls prosper as well.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that when we're obtaining wealth, when we're building wealth, when we're doing different things, then we understand that what we're doing, or the vein or the lane we're operating in, is connected divinely.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're just becoming wealthy. But if we're becoming wealthy for the kingdom, then now we've just tapped into something entirely different.
Absolutely.
So I think it is absolutely necessary that and that word you said has become very popular these days, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What do you do? I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
And we have to be very particular when we talk about entrepreneurship, because number one, that's a spirit.
That's good. Unpack that.
Entrepreneurial spirit, because if someone is getting in someone else's lane and trying to operate in something that they're not gifted in or have not worked for, they will exhaust themselves.
Right.
I mean, it's exhausting. And like you said, the anxiety, depression, all these things will start kicking in because I'm trying to run next to Usain Bolt. Listen. We're about the same height.
Listen.
He looks, we got some similar frames.
Yeah.
But why is it
that
we're running next to each other? He's all the way up there, and I'm back here, and I'm chugging along.
Right.
The effort, the work, what he's put into it.
That's good, man.
That's what separates him.
Wow.
That's what separates them. And as far as an entrepreneur, it's the same thing. Understanding what an entrepreneur is, what we do, how we do it. Now, can you learn to be an entrepreneur? Yes, I believe you can. You can learn to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
But there are some people who are gifted with it, and that's why.
Right.
And that's why it's necessary that if you are not born or gifted with it, you attach yourself.
That's good, man.
To an entrepreneur.
Right.
And then you can be taught.
Right. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that you unpacked that. I'm glad you unpacked that. Make sure his batteries right. Are we good? All right. So I think the thing that I'm loving, and I'll carry the conversation on. Is this blessing you all? Because if this blessing you all, please press those hearts and make sure that you all are engaged in this conversation, because I want to make sure that we are empowering as many people as possible. And I say that because one of the things that I don't want us to do is fall victim to the entrepreneurial spirit, but we're not actually producing what we're supposed to be producing. I think the Word of God is very clear about entrepreneurship, and we may tap into some of those things tonight. But I want to make sure that we all understand the power of what an entrepreneur is. And we're talking to one like for real, not in pretend, not in theory. We're talking to one for real. So I want you to please, ma'am, and please, sir, take some notes. And if you have any questions, get those out here, okay? All right, so now let's continue this conversation. You good now, bro?
Yes, sir.
I want to You good? You good?
Absolutely.
All right. So now, here's the thing that I want us to look at, and I want to make sure that I'm understanding this, because you went down two roads, and I'm going to try to make sure we go down both of them.
Okay.
The first road that you went down in relation to saying that entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur is a spirit. I want to make sure that people understand that anything that you do in life, whether it's entrepreneurship, education, social work, whatever it is that you do in life, you cannot impart or release who you are not. So when you start talking about walking in levels, because I want to help the body. Anybody else who's watching, God bless them. But I want to help the body to make sure that we're in this vein of clearly understanding what it means to walk as an entrepreneur. Because most of the things that I've learned in studying entrepreneurship and studying entrepreneurs like yourself is that most of the time is you're releasing a product that serves other people. It's you're serving other people by the product that you release. It's not about the gain or the wealth. It's the byproduct of the level of service that you create. So unpack that for a minute. From a humanistic perspective, can I be an entrepreneur and not like people?
Oh my God. I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe you cannot.
That's good. Unpack that for me.
Not be a true entrepreneur.
Right.
Now, you could be entrepreneur in the practical sense where you carry out the necessary tasks to fit the definition that's in Webster.
Right. Oh,
but
yeah.
If you're talking about an entrepreneur at heart, genuinely, it's, you mentioned the key word, to serve. As an entrepreneur, that's what it's all about.
Wow.
And then that's why it becomes a struggle for some people, is because they're chasing the ambition, like you mentioned, the task, what they're trying to accomplish and what they're doing, but not understanding that I'm going to prosper.
Yes.
As my soul prospers.
Yes.
Because I'm operating in this vein that I'm supposed to. So as an entrepreneur, then that's why one of the first things I mentioned was I love people.
That's good.
I love people
That's
because
good.
Actually, they feed me. People feed me when, I mean, it's like volleying, playing tennis. It's like volleying. I hit the ball, then the ball is hit back. I hit the ball, and that's how tennis works. If it just it's going one way, it's not tennis.
Absolutely.
It's not working. So that's the same thing with this. So when people are growing, when people are empowered, when people are encouraged, when people are building wealth and accomplishing things, it feeds my entrepreneurial spirit.
That's good.
And now it helps me to grow and do more, and then we're volleying
That's
back and
good.
forth, and we grow together. So that's why I think it's necessary, and people need to be careful when they just talk about being an entrepreneur, because it's very popular right now. Because you know, at one time when I was coming up, and people have to understand there's a difference between a job and a career.
That's good. That's good.
Understanding that when I was coming up, I was told, many of you may have been told by the guidance counselor, you be a doctor or a lawyer,
right?
Or you know, you go into the military, or you go into corporate America, or you go into the workforce. What's up with all the ors?
Wow.
Why can't it be and?
That's good.
And so, as far as the ands, where are the ands?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, for years, I was programmed that I had to choose a job or choose a career or choose a direction. And nobody told me there was an and.
Wow.
And so I wasn't ready, and I wasn't until I got older, and I wondered why I just couldn't get. I couldn't get fulfilled.
Good. Oh my goodness!
Because I've never had a problem working. I've never been afraid to work. So my thing was, why couldn't I get fulfillment? I could do this, but I still want more. I could do that. I want more. I'm always absorbing. I'm always learning. So that's when I understood that it's an entrepreneurial spirit that I have, and some people have that. A lot of people have that. So as far as that, I think it's necessary, like you're doing now, to tap into that and understand where we're going. So if you have it, great. If you're able to shift it and pass it on, great. But people need to understand, if you're not operating that vein, it's not for you. There's nothing wrong with having a career path or having a job or having a title or doing what you do, if that's where your passion is. But be careful, because if I go into the operating room with a scalpel and I'm not qualified, you're in trouble.
Absolutely. Please don't cut me off.
Stay in your lane. So absolutely.
Man, that's good, man. Did that bless you all? Not the ors, it's the ands. It's the ands. Please put in the box, I will not be boxed in. Please put that in the box. I will not be boxed in, because there are so many people, man, that are just hearing what you're saying. I just got blessed instantly by what you just said, because Because, like, for example, even me as a man of God, one of the things that I wrestle with in this region in particular is the fact that if you're a preacher, guess what you can't do? There are certain lines you can't cross as a preacher. Your job is to do nothing but preach. You can't cross over into any other aspect of life. Not recognizing that when you start talking about what Jesus said in one of the Gospels, he said that let the greatest among you become the what? Servant. We can't churchify that. That's life. When you want to become great in life, learn how to serve humanity. Learn how to serve humanity. And so when you start talking about the oars, one of the things that I think the spirit of education does in some instances is they put the oar because they limit your servitude. Either I can only serve you like this, or I can serve you like this. What about, how can I serve you like this and this? Serve you like this and this. And so we have to learn how sometimes our frustration is coming from the fact that we have been put in the or box instead of the and lane.
I love it.
That's good, man. That is good. Listen, I need to, Kirby, make that a t-shirt, the or and. I need a t-shirt about that. That is good, man. That is so good. That is so good. Come on, put it in the box. I am not boxed in. I am not boxed in. Absolutely. So now you just segue into one of the real questions. Okay. Like we just not finna get on the screen. Let's get into one of the real questions that we have. So let me ask you this. So you talked about how when you went to the guidance counselor's office, she gave you information, or he gave you information about doing this or doing that, or operating in this or operating in that. I want you to speak to the many people, because now we do know in 2021 the fact that you don't have to go to college to be an entrepreneur, but there are skill sets that you need. There is a level of, there's a certain mindset that you need, a certain servitude that you need, etc. But I want you to speak to the fact that you didn't go to a UGA or University of Texas or, one of those big institutions to become an entrepreneur where you had to sit in the class and learn the art of marketing and, business principles 101. Though those things are learned of you, it wasn't through the traditional sense. So I want you, though, to speak to that because you stayed faithful to your process. You stayed faithful to your process. Because sometimes if I feel like I need to accomplish or achieve certain things, I feel like I need to look at somebody else's process and be faithful to their walk as opposed to remaining faithful to mine. From an entrepreneurial perspective, and then we're gonna, and just from a believer's perspective in general, how important is it for you to stay faithful to your process?
Wow. That is profound. I will say this first. I am an advocate, and I believe it is very advantageous for anyone who is able to go to college.
Absolutely.
There's structure.
And go for free.
If you can.
Please.
Structure. There are things you can only get by going through the process of college.
Absolutely.
When
I agree.
you go. So
absolutely.
if I promise you.
I went. I feel you, yes.
If you can go, please go. Because
absolutely.
it really is structured, and it sets you up for entry into the world, and it helps people to be able to coordinate and collaborate together better. Okay. So as far as that, please understand. I went to get teacher certification from Bryant State University. We had face-to-face class. We had to be there. So I got an experience that a lot of people get on a much bigger, a grander level. Right. I do encourage that.
Absolutely.
However, everyone can't go to college. College is not for everyone.
Say that one more time. Please say that again.
Everyone can't go to college.
Right.
Whether it be your socioeconomic status, finances, your living conditions, whatever it may be, or it may just be, intellectually you're not equipped for that.
Absolutely.
Whatever the reason is, everyone can't go to college.
Right.
Just like everyone can't be a doctor, everyone can't be an attorney. We're diverse. We need people who are in the skill set, people who are in the military service, people. That's what we need. We need diversity. So everyone can't go. However, I would say that would be the number one thing if I had to push for people to go. It just gives so much structure.
That's good.
So, but for those who cannot go or do not go, then understand the direction you need to go in, the lane you need to operate in, the vein you need to operate in. Understand that. And so when we talk about entrepreneurship, in my particular situation, and I'll be transparent, with me growing up in below the poverty line,
Right.
then I was living in, I would like to call it, and people might have different terms, but I call it survival mode.
Oh,
I was in
wow.
survival mode
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
mom is a single parent.
Speak on that.
Dad is not in the picture.
Right.
4 of us, and we're trying to make it happen. In the neighborhood, in the projects, in the government assistance with WIC or whatever. And so with that being said, I'm always in survival mode. Once I realize our condition, because that was the first thing, I'm thinking this is good, this is life, this is how it is, until I saw something to compare it with.
Yes.
I saw other perspectives and how people were. So if I visited my friend's house and they have a house,
Yes.
they have a yard,
Yes.
they have
Yes.
2 cars, they have, when you go to the refrigerator, they have options.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then that opened my eyes to there is a better life, a better way of doing things. And so I wanted more. So when we went to school, it's like, okay, I saw friends who had name brand clothes, name brand shoes, not just on a good day, but every day.
Wow.
And so it opened my eyes that there's more. So as far as that, that's why with me, I always had it in me to work. I've never been afraid of work. Even when I was I was ridiculed, ostracized. Talked about, picked at, all of that. I still pressed on. Delivering groceries, raking yards, collecting cans, whatever I was doing,
Right.
then it was not always the thing that people looked upon as it was good or great or whatever, but I know I needed to do it.
Right.
So I pushed. I've never been afraid of work.
Right.
So as far as that, that's why I say that when I developed and evolved as an entrepreneur, it was easy for me. Not easy, no work, but it was easy for me because I'm operating.
Skill set.
I just got the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been working it,
Wow.
but the title just came.
That's good. That's
So-
good. That's good. I like that because one of the things that you have and you've unpacked, man, I got 3 lanes, and I pray to God help me remember all these questions. But the thing that you just exposed to us was the fact that you were not afraid to make sure that you, for a lack of a better term, were on the grind. You were on the grind. You were producing. You were building. You were engaged. And so one of the things that I love about that is that you talked about how college can prepare you to have that mindset. But let's talk to the 40-year-old. Let's talk to the 40-year-old who has an ambition to start a business, who has an ambition to basically pivot and start a whole new life, and whatever it may be. But I don't want to go to college to learn how to do that. Wow. But I know because me and Marcus have conversations off the camera, and we've had plenty of those times. But you let me know the impact and the influence of mentors in your life. Wow. So speak to that person who, I don't want to go to college, I don't want to get into student debt, I'm 45, I'm 50 years old, but I got a dream. Talk to them about the importance of mentors, and then also try to help them understand how to find the right one.
That is not just important, it's most important.
Wow.
When you're talking about a mentor, it's most important.
So you're saying even if I go to college, and I get out and I get my 4-year degree and I got my business credentials, I still need a mentor.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It accelerates when you have a mentor.
That's
when you
good.
have a mentor, it accelerates everything. It gives more clarity, and it leaves less room for error, mistakes, or whatever, because that's exactly what a mentor is. Somebody who's gone ahead of you, already done it, already seen it, already spoke it, and now they're coming back to take you by the hand, link with you, and take you in that direction.
Yes, sir.
So as far as that, mentoring, absolutely necessary, and the most important component.
Wow.
Must have a mentor. And not it could be multiple mentors, but you must have mentors. So as far as that, if I didn't say anything else tonight, that would be the nugget. That would be the diamond. That would be the thing I would pass on to people.
That's good.
Stop disconnecting. Connect with people.
Wow.
Link with people. And this goes back to what you were just saying about making sure it's the right one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now that's where you do your due diligence. You do your work to make sure you have the right one. But mentors, that's why so many people, it's taking them 10 years to do something they should be able to do in 10 months. Because they don't have that mentor. They're trying to, listen, nothing wrong with seminars, nothing wrong with videos, reading books, all these things. But when you have a mentor,
yes, sir,
that is able to take you and pull you where they've been,
wow,
that's it. And that's where I am now. It's like, okay, I've been, and I know you're going to touch on it, so we'll get back to it, but I've been doing real estate for over 20 years.
Yes, sir.
I've empowered myself. I've built wealth. I mean, ins and outs, everything.
Right.
Now, it is in me that I have to share and mentor this with people. I cannot.
Absolutely.
There's no way I can do this and call myself a man of God, a child of God.
That's good.
Or if I am not able to share this with my brothers, sisters, or the whosoever and pull them to where they need to go.
That's good.
So that's why mentoring the most important. I'll tell you a quick story. Ervin Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Now, some people who may not be familiar with sports or basketball,
right.
Who was that? Ervin Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson. For whatever reason you know it, if it's through HIV, it's through the Lakers, through his life or whatever, that's who I'm talking about.
Right.
A quick story about him. When he first graduated Michigan State and went into the NBA, signed with the Lakers, he was a big deal.
He was.
Just won championships in college. Now he's coming to the NBA and he's making instant impact.
Absolutely.
And so what happened with him, just like a lot of players, he was approached by two companies, because when you get to the league and you're operating at that level, you have endorsers.
Right, right.
And so they come along and they want to sell their product using you as a package. And so when they came to him, two companies, shoe companies. Now, he had multiple other things, but two, Converse and Nike.
Right.
Now, at that time, Converse was the big deal.
They were.
Remember, Nike at that time was pre-Jordan.
Exactly.
It was prior to. So it
running
was
shoes. Running
yeah,
shoes.
We're talking about ground level.
Right, exactly.
So they approached him. Converse came to him and said, this is our offer. We'll give you multiple millions of dollars, a check right now, if you will endorse our Converse. Nike came, again, ground level, before Jordan, before the big takeoff. So they said, well, we don't have millions to give you.
Right.
But what we'll do is we'll give you stock in our company.
Yes. Yes.
And so
yes.
Mr. Johnson, he is now arguably one of the greatest players ever. And then now he's one of the greatest businessmen ever.
Absolutely.
This is what he said, and if you want to fact check, you can go look at the interview or you can see for yourself. He said he chose Converse and the multi-million-dollar check.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he didn't know.
Man.
Let's fast forward.
Right.
Let's fast forward. Now, this is what he said today.
Right.
He said now, going back, looking at the percentage of stock that Nike offered him, he turned down billions of dollars.
Yes.
He turned down billions. Now, a mentor.
Yes.
A mentor.
Say that.
Would have taken him and said, look, let me show you something. You're getting this cash right now, and that's beneficial. It's good. Nothing wrong with that. But if this company accelerates and takes off, the stock is going to be worth more than that money.
Wow.
So what you have to understand, that's where a mentor comes in. Would have saved him billions of dollars.
Wow.
Until he got to this point. Now he can say, oh, I did that.
That's good, sir.
Now I know why.
That's
and so
good.
As far as that, then I just wanted to mention with that scenario.
Right.
And Magic said this, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Man, you keep talking for I can.
He said this, and I feel him as an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
Magic Johnson said, every time he passes a Nike store, he loses a piece of his soul.
Goodness. Wow.
And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to have those moments.
Yeah, yeah.
You will have those moments. That's what drives us and motivates us, because I can give you stories of opportunities I missed because I didn't have a mentor.
That's good.
That's why I said videos, all those different things, good. But unless you actually have someone who can put their finger on the pulse of what you're doing and tell you, no, don't do that.
That's
yes,
good.
do this.
Yeah.
And it'll be times they can break it down and explain why, but sometimes they'll just say, don't do it, and you just have to trust them.
Wow.
Mentor.
That's good.
Most powerful thing you can have. So I would encourage anyone, please, find a mentor. Look, if you don't like me, fine, but find one you do like.
Absolutely.
But by all means, please have a mentor or mentors.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's powerful. Did that bless you all? That was powerful. Please do something. Press the heart, throw the phone, do something. That was powerful. Because one of the things, and you know, little do people know, I mean, this is my mentor. I am very close in age to him. You know, about maybe 4 or 5 years, something like that. But he's chosen to mentor me. Notice what I say. He's chosen to mentor me, because one of the things that you have to do when you go on the search of a mentor, and a lot of people don't understand this, is you have to prove yourself worthy of being mentored.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't understand that. It's almost as if I don't know nothing. I want to do this, so I need to find me somebody, and I want to connect with somebody. But do you have the character set? Do you have the integrity set? Do you have what it takes for a mentor who's already done what you're trying to do to put his or her time into your life, taking time from their life to put into your life, to see your life go beyond where it is right now? So not only do you seek out mentors, but I've learned that you have to also be a person that is able to be mentored. So, man, there's so much we can go into. Is this blessing y'all, like, for real? Because one of the things that I'm hearing in the spirit, honestly, as we're sitting here talking, and I want to make sure that people understand this. We're not just talking about entrepreneurship, people. If you didn't have a father in your house and you want to know how to be a father, guess what you need to know how to do? You need to connect to a mentor who has shown you how to be a father, whether it's in a profession, whether it's learning how to keep your house. It does not matter. Persons or people who have done what you're trying to do qualify themselves as mentors. Now, we're going to go down this road because I want to help the people. Because I sense the thirst. I sense it. Because basically, and let me help the church people out here, because one of the things that we have lost in the art of churchiness is basically what he's talking about is spiritual fathers and spiritual mothers are nothing but qualified mentors. That's what they are. They're qualified mentors. And that's why Paul says you got a whole bunch of teachers. You got a whole bunch of people that you can look at on YouTube. You got a whole bunch of people that you can listen to their podcast. But you only have a very few fathers. Because everybody, though they may have information, does not have a father's heart. And that's the thing that we must understand. When you choose a mentor, I'm gonna ask them. Let me ask you this. So when they're looking for a mentor, let's go on both sides of the equation. How do I present myself as you as a mentor? What are you looking for when a person comes and says, I want to be mentored? What tells you that they are ready to be mentored? And then on the other end, what should the mentee be looking for in a mentor? What character set or mindset should they be looking for?
Wow, very good question. Excellent question. I will say this, and let me get spiritual for a moment.
Please get spiritual.
The Bible says, cast not your pearls unto swine.
That's good.
No offense, because I'm not calling anyone a swine. Mm-hmm. But what the swine represents is a mentality.
Man,
where
listen.
the swine does not understand the value of certain things.
So
when it says, cast not your pearls,
yes,
pearls
sir.
represent value.
Yes, sir.
Unto swine. Why? Because the swine does not know the difference between a pearl and a stone.
My goodness.
To the swine, each one is just an object.
Yes.
But someone who, with clarity, would know that this is valuable, that is not. A swine does not. So that's why we're told in the Bible, cast not your pearls to swine. In this instance, the pearls would be the knowledge,
the
mentoring,
the
wealth, what I have to offer. So now this goes back to what you asked. Now, when I'm seeking someone to be a mentee, that I can mentor, then I'm looking for qualities that person is willing to sacrifice, engage. They understand how important my time is, what I'm offering them, how it's going to change their life, their family's life, next generation's life, everything I'm offering. And when you see that, you see a thirst. You see that deer panting at the water brook.
That's good.
You see that hunger.
Yes, sir.
And when you see that, when you feel that, when I wake up in the morning and I call unexpectedly. If you're able to make it, you come right over.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like Daniel's son and Mr. Miyagi.
Absolutely.
It's like he's right there. He's right there. He's right there.
Right.
The other part of that as a mentor is I have to be careful who I choose as a mentee because whoever I choose, I'm vested. I'm vested. I'm connected.
Yes.
This is not just a job. This is not just a hobby. It's not just something I'm doing.
Right.
We didn't just sign a contract and it's like, oh, I have to be obligated. I'm vested in you.
That's right.
I need you to succeed.
Right.
You are representing me. The greatest compliment that you can give me is being successful. Why? Because you're mirroring who I am and what I'm giving you.
Right.
So that's why it's absolutely necessary that when I'm choosing a mentee, that they meet those qualifications as far as them being willing to sacrifice, being thirsty, being available, being there and understanding what I'm offering them. They can't be that swine who takes that rock and just spit it out, and that pearl and just spit it out like they're the same.
Wow.
They have to know the difference and be able to distinguish. I'm not, or that mentor is not just a regular woman or man. And so that's why it's necessary when we talk about mentors.
Yes.
And like I said, empowerment. That's what I'm all about now.
Yes.
I've traveled. I've been blessed to travel. Again, remember that kid from the project who was just satisfied with whatever and just getting by. Because of God and what he's allowed in wealth building, entrepreneurship, and what I've encountered, I've been able to travel the world. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Paris. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to the Metropolitan. I've been, you name it, I've probably been there. And there are some places still on the list that I want to go and I will be going to. I said that to say this, that with all of that, with the travels and where I've gone and where I've been, then I had to understand that my eyes had to be open and I had to realize that that was there and that was available.
That's good.
So as far as that, that's why mentorship is absolutely necessary.
That's good.
If you're going to advance, if you're going to excel, and if you're going to do things, you have to have a mentor.
That's good.
So when we talked about college, that's an option. Very good option. In my opinion, that would be the number one way to go if that fits.
Right.
But if it does not, you have to have a mentor.
That's good. That's good. Wow. That is so powerful. And I think that what you just broke down is a key as to why we and as people sometimes don't advance. Because when you start talking about mentor-mentee relationships, what it takes is very simple: relationships. And one of the things that schools never teach us, and one of the things even in our churches we have not done a great job of teaching people, is how to be in a relationship with someone who does not think like me. Because as a mentor, at my entrance of connecting with you, your thoughts around the topic that we're talking about is at a whole nother level. So I don't think the same way that you think about real estate that I do. So I can be intimidated. And intimidation sometimes when it comes to a mentee relationship is healthy because it teaches you reverence. It teaches you the power of reverence. So one of the things I want you to speak on is this. I want you to speak on the fact, because it goes back to something that we talked about earlier, people being disingenuous and people not being authentic to who they are. In other words, not being emotionally healthy to deal with what they want to have. They got the dreams of being an entrepreneur. They got the ambition to be an entrepreneur, but they're not living in an emotionally healthy state. Talk to the reality of helping us to understand how your emotional health is vital to your entrepreneurship or your successful endeavors in whatever it is that you try to achieve.
Yeah, that's why, again, it goes back to what I said before about operating in your gift, in your passion, and what you do.
Right.
Because if you're not an entrepreneur at heart, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because like you said, there's a lot of instability.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that come with being an entrepreneur that, I mean, there are sleepless nights.
Wow.
I mean, just like with anybody and anything there might be. But with us, there are things that just to other people don't connect. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? What's going on here? That's taking too long. I mean, it's just things as an entrepreneur, it's not a normal, logical way of thinking. The logistics are different. And so when you're talking about an entrepreneur, then when you're talking about your health, you do have to have somewhat of a routine.
Okay.
You have to have a routine in how you see things and how you understand, because people aren't going to see it. And when they're talking at you, they're talking to you and talking about you, then if you're not, and this is key when you're talking about an entrepreneur, you have to be self-motivated.
That's good.
Self-motivated no matter what.
That's good. That's
Even
good.
if people comes with statistics and facts or whatever it is against what you're doing, if it's what you're supposed to do and you're passionate about it and you know this is what you're supposed to do, you're going to get your breakthrough. But you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to endure all of that, and you're going to have to do it anyway.
Wow.
Because again, there is no way a kid from the projects, single-parent home, no father, 3 other siblings. There's no way I'm supposed to own my own real estate company.
That's good.
With residential and commercial properties. There's no way I'm supposed to have my own hair care facility. There's no way I'm supposed to be in the hair care business as long as I have. There's no way I'm supposed to be a high school teacher for several years now. There's no way I'm supposed to be a general contractor and doing properties and different things, a property manager, all these different streams of income, all these different things I'm doing. There is no way. Logically, it doesn't make sense. When they were coming saying, you can't do that, you just need to do this, I should have listened.
Wow.
I should have listened.
Wow. That's good.
But my passion,
Yes.
who I am,
Yes.
and being genuine
That's
to
it.
myself
That's it.
is going to break through, and then I'm going to do what I need to do. And when I do it, it's not going to be easy, but it's easy.
That's good. That's good. Come on, man. That's a blessing right there. That done empower me. That done empower me. Is this blessing, y'all? I think I'm going to bring Market back for our leadership class, so he can break some. I'm going to just sit down and listen. Let me sit down and let me get part of it too. This is powerful because one of the things I think is helping the people. Let me look at my audience. Is this helping? Is this helping everybody? Because I know I got some entrepreneurs out here, and I want to make sure that we understand how we are able to get to this path of success that we're all asking for. Because one of the things I told the people, my ministry is very controversial, but it's very authentic. And one of the things that I teach the people here at Freedom is that prayer is not enough. Prayer is not enough. And most churches will be like, hey, pray it out. Just pray it out. Just pray it out. Absolutely not. Because when you pray, notice the conversation that God has with Joshua when Joshua is seeking the Lord about their last defeat. They have the defeat, and Joshua was on his face seeking the Lord about the defeat, and God gets up and says, hey, man, get up. I'm about to tell you why you just lost this battle. Because when you went into the land, there was a family or there were some people who touched something that I told them not to touch. So now you got to go and deal with them. In other words, Joshua just couldn't pray and then expect for the family to get their deliverance. No, Joshua had to pray and then execute. It's what we say here at Freedom all the time. Pray, plan, and execute. You got to, and so I want to make sure they understand that. So this is the last question I'm gonna ask, and then I'm gonna open it up to make sure anybody else has any question. You said the self-motivation. So that ties into one of the questions I was going to ask you. Explain to us, from your perspective, the importance of self-leadership and success.
Anyone that we know that is great has to have self-motivation.
Absolutely.
Because the obstacles that come against them would tear them down and tear them apart if they don't have that component.
Wow.
So that's why it's absolutely necessary to be self-motivated.
That's good.
It's great when you have a crowd of people cheering for you. That motivates anybody. That's great. It's great because you know mom, no matter what, is going to cheer for you.
Absolutely.
But when you get to the point, when you get to the point where there's nobody cheering, it's not coming together, it doesn't look like it's going to work, it feels terrible, you have to have something inside of you you can reach down and pull on that's going to push you anyway. Anyway.
Yes.
So as far as that, that's why it's something you can't get on the shelf at Walmart. That's why it's something you can't get at the store. You can't.
Wow.
It has to be in you. Now, it can be cultivated. It can grow and get bigger and stronger, just like I said, one of my heroes, Kobe Bryant.
Right.
We saw when he first got to the league, 3, 4 air balls. People were talking about it. He's too flashy. He's not going to make it. Now he's arguably one of the greatest players ever. Why? Because he allowed that to mature and grow. Same thing with us. It's there, but that self-motivation has to be there. You have to push yourself. You have to find different venues that you can pull from at times that might help you get through. But when you get to a place where there's nothing there, you got to rely on you.
Yes.
And so self-motivation is absolute. Any entrepreneur you know has to have it. It's a built-in component. Have to have self-motivation. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no book. There's no video. There's none of that. I mean, all that's good, but none of that is going to help you when you get in those moments. And every great person has that moment we call the breaking point. The point where you're going to go left or right, when you're going to give up or not. When the dream is about to be falter, it's about to falter or not. Every great person, entrepreneur, has that point.
That's good.
And the only person that can pull you out or save you from that point is you.
That's good.
And then that's when you can mature and get to the point where you need to be to do what you need to do. But that self-motivation, absolutely necessary.
That's good, man.
Mandatory.
That's good. That's good. Has this blessed you all tonight? Has this blessed you all, even our audience that is watching online, whether it's our website or whether it's Facebook? If this is blessing you all tonight, y'all already know what Pastor Mark tell you to put it in the box. It's hope in me, you know, because I want to make sure that we get it. I want to make sure that we get it. So I'm glad that we talked about, we basically talked about the intrinsic value of what it takes to be an entrepreneur or to be successful in life. We've talked about staying committed to the path that you have been placed upon. We've talked about so many different things that I think are essential to ensuring that people are able to equip themselves and walk this thing out so that they can be successful in whatever it is that they pursue. So I have been blessed. I pray that you all have been blessed online, that's watching us online. I pray that you all been blessed. So here's what I want to do. I want to, and I got my people watching, so I'm going to pull my phone up too. I'm going to, let's go ahead and see who has a question for my brother Marcus. If you have any questions in relation to success, in relation to entrepreneurship, in relation to mentorship, let's put that out here on the line so we can have a dialogue in reference to this, okay? All right, let's see who has any level of questions out there who may want to be poured into. Let's see. I know that they're about 5 or 6 seconds behind us, so I'm waiting for them to catch up, and then they have to type the question. So let's see. Yeah, I'm so excited, man, because I think I'm going to bring you back to some of our leadership courses because I think it's going to be very important that people understand that leadership is not always spiritual. Okay. All right. Now I got one person who's asked a question. This is good. This is a powerful question. Can one person have too many mentors?
Great question. Great question. Yes, there's a such thing as too many mentors.
Okay.
There is a such thing, and just like with anything, water, H2O is good for you, but you can have too much.
That's good.
Water.
That's good.
So yes, you can have too many mentors. So it's very necessary to make sure that the mentors you have, there's that connection. And make sure that they're genuine and they're doing what they're doing and they're vested in you just as much as you're invested in them. So as far as that, but to answer the question, excellent question. That's an awesome question. But yes, you can.
That's
you
good.
can have too many.
That's good.
Now, that doesn't limit you. I mean, you can have a lot or several mentors, but too many might mean ones that are just there and they don't have the right connection.
Absolutely.
So, but absolutely, great question.
That's good. That's good. And I think even in my role, because I do mentor people, there's a difference between teaching people and mentoring people. There are a lot of people that I teach, lots of people that I teach, but I only mentor a handful of people because I have to pour out of who I am and put it into them, and that can become something that is draining, and it's an investment, like you said. So you're a representation of who I am. So that's good. So so that was in reference to mentors. Let's see. So I got one question. In starting a business, do I need to have a substantial amount of money to start the business?
Wow.
And man, you had this. Me and you done had this conversation thousands of times. So let's drop it.
This is the biggest hindrance.
Yes.
To why so many people are not wealthy, empowered, and living an abundant life.
Wow.
It's because that threshold of fear.
Yes.
That you have to have so much money. Again, this is where the mentor comes in, because there are ways that you can start businesses, you can get into real estate, you can do so many things without capital.
Wow.
And this is not brand new. It's just we're not privy to it.
When you say break it on down.
In a lot of communities, and especially in the African American community.
Absolutely.
So as far as that, that's why it's necessary to understand, and I'm saying it, you're hearing it here, fact check, whatever you need to do. No.
That's good.
You do not need a lot of money. In some instances, you don't need your own money.
Man, say that again.
There's money available that you can use.
Yes.
Again, mentor comes in and he shows you pockets of money or different ways to use money. And I'm talking about all this is legal. It's been done. The thing is, we've just not been exposed to it.
That's good, sir.
So please, I hear that so often. And remember, we didn't get into it, but my first property, I was terrified.
Right.
I was terrified because I was living with mom, and I was saving and everything, but I made up my mind, I'm not moving into an apartment. Nothing wrong with apartments. It's suitable for your situation, that's fine.
Absolutely.
But I made up my mind, when I leave here, I'm not going into an apartment, because in my mind, I could not get past the fact that once I leave there, all the money that I paid towards rent is gone. I couldn't get past that. And so that was just maybe my OCD kicking in or whatever, but that was me. So the thing was, when I went to a realtor and I said, help me, what do I need to do to get a house? Listen, I didn't have anything in this overcoming that fear and making that first step. Why would I approach a realtor to get a house if I don't have the finances or I'm not qualified? So I overcame that fear by just approaching a realtor and saying, help me to understand what I need to do to qualify for this house.
That's good.
And when she gave me that list, which reached from the ceiling to the floor, I was terrified. I didn't have any of it.
Right.
You have to have 3 years tax history. You have to have at least 3 years of banking account history. You have to have everything. I didn't have any of it. Why? Because I was making a lot of money barbering, and everything I needed, I paid for cash.
Right.
Didn't know. No mentor to tell me, even though you can buy that cash, go ahead and finance it so you can get credit. I didn't have that. So when I got to this point, it was a huge stumbling block. But to fast forward, I went in and I just started checking off everything. It took time. So at the age of 22, I was moving into my first property, 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, house. I was moving into it. And so after that, I lived there for a long time, but when I got ready to move, I had to make a decision. What am I going to do with this house? Sell it, or I could rent it. Didn't know anything about renting, real estate, anything like that, but I told myself I'm making an informed decision. So I'm going to do this for 3 years. And if I understand legalities, contracts, lease agreements, applications, all the things that come with real estate, at the end of this 3-year period, and this is something I feel passionate about, I'm going to continue on this path. If not, I'm making an informed decision. That's not for me.
That's good.
And so when I did, that became my first rental property.
That's good.
And so as far as that, that's why I said it started with overcoming that initial fear. So that was an excellent question. And the answer is and will always be no. When you have a mentor, you do not have to have a lot of capital, because they have the knowledge and know-how how to get you into doors. Like you said earlier, faith without works is dead. You can pray all you want to, but God is expecting you to do something.
That's good.
And so, no, the answer is no. You do not have to have a lot of money or capital.
Listen, so you just dropped the bomb, and I don't know if everybody caught on, but this bomb was very, very simple. He basically said mentorship is more valuable than money. That's basically what he's saying, is that mentorship is more valuable than money. Man, y'all, hey, mentors, listen. Better get you a mentor before the year out, 2020. You better get you one. All right, so I got another person. This ties into what we just said. So how do I find a good mentor? I think we touched on this a little bit, but just go into a little bit more. How do you find a good mentor?
That's very good. And in this day and time we're living in with social media, it's easier. It's easier. You first of all have to have an idea of who you are and what you're looking for. Study. Take time to connect. Now, some people they're gonna impress you with enticing words of man's wisdom.
Yes, yes.
And so when they do that, then you can't just get baffled. You know, I mean, you can't let it baffle you. You can't let it get to the point where that just intrigues you so much that it just pulls you in. No. Keep your composure. Ask questions. Know the right questions to ask. What to do. Do some fact checking. History.
Wow.
And another thing, shadowing.
That's
if you're
good.
able
That's good.
to shadow,
yes, sir.
intern, do it. And let's see, because one thing about it is, if a person is genuine, then there's gonna be long suffering.
Wow.
If they're not, it'll be for the moment until they get what they want to get as a mentor. You'll be able to tell the difference. So it's like a relationship.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
can act like I got sense for 90 days.
That's good. That's good.
But we'll see.
You're right.
We'll see. I can open that door for you. Check, please.
Yeah.
Right here. I got it.
Chivalry
I can
on
do
10.
Yeah. For 90 days or until the medication wears off. But that's why I'm trying to tell you. But that's an excellent question. But
absolutely,
you have to do your due diligence.
Yes, sir.
And me personally, I'm making myself available. I always have. But I understand that some people from afar off, it may look like you're standoffish.
Yeah,
it may look like I'm just so focused and busy that, that's what I'm doing. Laser driven focus on what I'm doing.
Right.
But now I'm more to the point. I've always been, but I'm more to the point now where it's like I need mentees to help take me to the next level,
absolutely,
to push me and to drive me. So with that being said, absolutely, social media, look them up, do your work. Look at their track record, what they're producing.
Yeah, that's it.
Who they're producing, and just do your work.
That's good.
So as far as that, that's it.
That's good, man. That's good. That was an awesome answer to that question. And we got 1,000 questions jumping in. I don't know if we're gonna get into these. All right, so we got one. I'm gonna read a couple more so we can pour in there. You good with that?
Absolutely.
All right,
Loving it.
All right, so he is teaching you all right now. He is not mentoring. He's teaching. He's teaching. All right, so let's go into this. It says, so after going so long in job mode, how do you determine what your dream is or if you've missed it?
Wow. Amazing question. Absolutely amazing. You can get caught up in job mode and to the point where you conform to it. But that's why, again, it's necessary to have someone on the outside to be able, a mentor, to be able to pull you and nudge you to say, hey, that's good. It's necessary. You do that for where you are. However, don't lose focus on the vision and where you're trying to go.
Absolutely.
So with me, job mode, I think it's necessary for most people. Most people work. Most people 9 to 5. Most people lower middle class or whatever. Then you have an upper percentile of people who are the 1%, 500,000 or more. Then you have people who 6 figures or more. They're the 15%,
right?
10%, I'll say. And then the 15% would be like the 70,000 or more. That class. So the thing is, we have to understand that when you're talking about a job, it's necessary. You have to take care of your family, your needs. Food, clothes, shelter, basic things. But what you have to understand is, if you want more, if you want an abundant life, if you want wealth, and wealth by definition is an abundant supply of.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It doesn't say anything about money.
That's good,
it
man.
It says wealth is an abundant supply of. If you have an abundant supply of whatever you need, you're wealthy.
Yes.
And that typically is associated with money, but that's what wealth means. So with that being said, that's why it's necessary to focus on a job, but everybody should have that path or that fork that's veering off to a career. That's veering off to other things that will give you residual income.
Yes.
That's the key. See, as a barber, in order for me to make money, which I was making, coming out of high school, I'll be honest, $30,000 to $40,000 a year. That's balling. That was good.
And Albany, Georgia, too, that's balling.
I go get the J's today because I'm gonna make it back tomorrow. Now they said it in a rap song, but I lived that.
Right.
And so the thing is, what we have to understand is you have jobs, they're necessary, you do what you need to do, but as far as that, you have to have residual income because I had to work I was behind the chair and I was working, and I had to work to make an income.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
Until I broke my thumb. Now, what happened to my income?
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
My income stopped.
Wow.
That's what woke me up, and that's what woke the entrepreneur spirit in me. Because when I broke my thumb, I couldn't do this anymore. My skill, my gift, no matter how much I loved it, how good I was at it, I couldn't do it anymore. And that scared me enough to make me understand I've got to be able to have some other streams of income coming in. So if that ever happened again, I'm still good.
Yes, sir.
And so that's when I signed up and I became a part of a financial services company for some years. And then I came over here and I did this and I did that. And I was like, okay, I got out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so when my hand healed and I went back to doing this, I didn't go back to that because you can't be comfortable and advance at the same time.
Say that again, man.
So
say that. Oh no, you can't just gloss over that like you didn't drop that nugget right. Please release that again.
And I'd occupy the same place. You cannot be comfortable and advance at the same time. So with that being said, after that, I went back to working and making that income, but at the same time, I started developing other sources and streams of income.
Yes.
So with that being said, that's why people need to understand you have a job, but if you make time to pursue your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, other streams of income, and something else, because without residual income, you're going to be stuck on that job in that assembly line or whatever you're doing.
That's good.
That's your freedom.
Yes.
You're buying your freedom.
Wow.
So with real estate, if I'm on the beach during spring break chilling, I'm still getting paid.
Still getting paid. That's it.
That's residual income. That's what it does. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, billionaire.
Right.
Woke up one morning in New York and said, you know what, this is breakfast spot in California. I want some breakfast there. Fuel up the jet. Let's go. Can you imagine?
That's a tough life.
Yeah,
this
is real. And just took a jet to California, had some breakfast, and came back. Freedom.
That's good.
That's what you're buying, freedom.
That's good. That's good.
So that's it. I mean, that's an amazing question. Absolutely, getting out of the programming of being on a job, you got to do it, and you got to have. Sometimes you got to have people to pull you out of it because you'll get so callous, so drawn to it. So that's where that mentor comes in again.
Absolutely.
Keep your focus.
Right. Right. And please don't you know what, please don't say, Pastor Marcus, all Pastor Marcus want to do is make money. Yes, I do. I want everybody to make money. Yes. Because one of the things that the scripture says that we don't like to talk about, money answereth all things. We don't want to talk about that, but when it comes to the necessities of life, money answers those questions. So when you start talking about advancing and start talking about going forward, you must become a position. One of the things that we have to do is become comfortable with recognizing that it is our portion to receive money. It is our portion. It is our portion. Just put it in the box. It's my portion to receive money. It's your portion. It's not a sin to get money. It is not a sin to get money. Wow. All right, let's look at some more of these questions. Okay. Awesome. So let's drop a couple more of them. We're going to get out of here because we can't keep them all night, y'all.
I'll stay. Loving it. I'm loving it.
All right, so let's talk about this. So there was one person who said, what book would you recommend? If a person starting this path of, getting their mind unlocked to get into this place of entrepreneurship, uncomfortable living, to make sure that I can advance and things of that nature, or just share some of the books that you've read that have been empowering to you.
A lot of books, a lot of reading, a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding. But I would go back to the beginning or the basics for me. Millionaire Next Door.
Okay.
Who Stole My Cheese? And I think I would start with those two.
Okay.
A lot of basic, fundamental information in there concerning wealth. It changed my whole mindset. It changed the way I thought. Even though I didn't fully understand wealth and everything that goes along with it, it had a lot of basic, fundamental things. And you know, because I know you used to be a star athlete.
No, I did not.
But you know that fundamentals, once you get the fundamentals, you can build from there.
Yes.
You can get a little fancy and do a crossover, do this, do that. But when you get the fundamentals, it is hard to almost impossible to stop somebody.
That's good.
Who knows fundamentals. So that's why I would say Millionaire Next Door excellent, and Who Stole My Cheese.
Okay.
Those are just two, but it's so many books, so
Right,
many
right.
other books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, yeah.
Absolutely. I can keep going, but those are basic books. I said start with those. They're simple, good understanding, foundation, and then you can advance from there. But those definitely, that was a great question.
I love
great
it.
question.
I love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna drop a couple more. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at this one. All right. So when you pick a mentor, should I find someone that is local, or can I connect with someone that I can connect with via social media, or what's your recommendation on that?
Open.
Okay.
Idealistically, if you can find someone locally, it's ideal. That's great. Hands-on, I can touch you, I can see you, we can go here, like I've done before. I've gotten on the phone, called somebody, hey, what you doing? Come on with me, go to this closing.
Right.
I want you to watch this. You just sit there and watch. You don't have to do anything, just watch the language, the dialogue, the transaction, how everything goes, absorb it. Even though you don't fully understand it now, later on when you get in this place, now I see why necessary.
Absolutely.
Now, absolutely. If you connect with someone and they're not local, they're not near you or whatever, you still can be empowered by that person. And even with me, it's getting to the point, I've done it before, and I don't mind traveling. Yeah. If I need to travel to go with someone to kind of take them by the hand, because I do realize what I'm imparting in them and empowering them with is going to transcend or outlast me.
That's good.
And that's when, for instance, that person and their family and their situation will be empowered.
Yes.
And then the generations will be empowered because it's going to be a system
yes.
put in place.
Yes.
So as far as that, kind of like what you were touching on before, but when we're talking about a mindset, we're talking about kingdom living. And so this goes back to what you said again. It's just me. I'm just throw this out there. But the Bible says the gates of hell shall not prevail against you. Think about it. The gates of hell don't move. They're stable. They're right there to prevent you from getting in, but they won't prevail against you, which means that we no longer need to be on defense. We need to be on offense.
That's good.
That means we're actually kicking the gates in and we're going in. They're not prevailing against us. They're not there hindering us from getting in. They won't prevail. That means that I'm kicking them in. I'm going in. I'm taking what's belong to me. So when you talk about Pastor DeMarcus always talking about getting money. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're kingdom people. We're supposed to have it. We're the ones that the world's supposed to be coming to.
Absolutely.
So as far as that, absolutely, I agree with that. And I think that if you can find a mentor locally, that is ideal. You find one afar off and you connect with them, absolutely. With the technology and what we have now, use it to the fullest and get the knowledge.
Man, this is good, y'all. This is good. This is good. All right, so let's see, because I got a couple more questions that's dropping out here. All right, so there was one person who said, in reference to starting the business without money, what are some ways to do that? How do you find that information? Like, I'm assuming they're talking about a website or, different things that they could go to get the information to learn how to start a business without using their own capital.
And this is where I have to be general.
Okay.
Remember we talked earlier about casting out your pearls to swine?
We did.
That's one thing about the position I'm in now. I know that I can't just on any platform or anywhere just begin to share and hurl certain things out there because, number one, some people may not understand it, which is understandable.
Yes.
Some people, if I share it, they might take it and misuse it or abuse it.
Absolutely.
Or whatever the case may be. So with that, I'll be general. I have to be general and say there are multiple ways to start a business and to advance yourself and build wealth without using your money.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is where the mentorship comes in there, and we connect. Now I can get behind closed doors, and I can tell you in some detail.
Absolutely.
And because another thing is there's a level of confidentiality.
Yes.
See, when we sit and talk, generally we can talk this, that, but when we get behind closed doors, I'm going to be sharing things with you. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be talking about me and sharing things, whatever. And for a period of time, that's going to have to be confidential while you're building up your wealth, your confidence, you're building your brand, everything up. And then it gets to a point eventually where we come back together and you're mature enough and we're at a place where you can be released and go ahead. You can share that as a testimony.
Absolutely.
You can share that with somebody else because information, if it's shared just like with a child, there are grown-up things you can tell a child at the wrong time, and it can have a traumatic effect on them.
Absolutely.
Not that what you're saying
That's
is not
good.
true.
Yeah.
Not that it's not true or good, but it's just at the wrong time, and the maturation or the maturity is not there.
Wow.
So that's why I would have to hold back and say I would love. I mean, it's right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just share it with you, but that's where the mentoring come in at.
That's good, sir.
There's no kind of scam, anything like, oh, I'm just trying to bait you up to get your money. No, like we said earlier, you have to show yourself worthy.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be vested in you. You have to be vested in me.
Absolutely.
And we have to make sure we're here connected.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're just maybe taking what and taking it and running. Can't have that.
That's good, sir. That is good. Is this blessing y'all for real, for real? I mean, I think this is powerful. This is powerful. And to a testament to what he's saying, there are things that he shared with me behind closed doors that I wouldn't dare release to anybody else, because then it would put my confidentiality with him in jeopardy. And then my mentorship cut off, and I'm still mad with y'all because I'm But no, that's a reality that we have to learn how to live by. So basically what I'm hearing at this particular moment is if you're seeking out a mentor, if you're seeking out someone to give you this guidance, to give you this understanding, and to give you these principles, the number one thing that we have to learn how to do is make ourselves be worthy of a mentor. I think that's what I'm hearing for all of us at this moment. We need to make ourselves worthy of mentorship, which means you need to work on patience. You need to work on sacrifice. You need to work on time management. You need to work on being teachable. You need to work on being corrected. Some of us are not ready for entrepreneurship because we don't like to be told that we're wrong. Let the church say amen. That's a reality that most of us don't have. We want to advance, but we don't have the correct heart to get the wealth of revelation that we're supposed to receive. Jesus told the Jerusalem, it was so many things I desire to do over you, but I cannot do them because your heart is not ready to receive them. It wasn't that Christ couldn't perform any miracle he wanted to, but he could not do them in Jerusalem because their hearts were not ready for them. Same aspect with this. There are certain things that until the mentor sees that the mentee is ready. Me and him have been talking about real estate for 4 years. He is just now this year starting to open up to me and tell me things. It took me 3.5 years to prove to him I was worthy to be mentored. And we get to a point where if someone don't tell me what I want to hear in 2 weeks, we run off. That proves that you're not serious.
Can I add this?
Yes.
He's absolutely right. DeCarlo, Pastor DeCarlo and I go way back to YMCA.
High school,
days,
yes.
High school and different things like that. We've been knowing each other a long time, and we didn't know that we would be reconnected and connecting on this level. That's how God operates, and we have to leave room for God.
Absolutely.
And so I don't want anybody to be under the impression that you have to be Daniel's son for 3 years to get something out of me now. That's not the case. So the thing was, we would converse, we would talk surface.
Yes.
It would just be surface. We boys, we good, we just talk surface. And then it took a while for us to realize that, man, this is not just temporary.
Right.
This is permanent. This is like a brotherhood.
Yes.
That's when it's like we really start connecting.
Right.
So that's why it's vital, it's imperative, it's important that if you're going to connect with a mentor, you be genuine.
That's good.
I ain't saying, gold digger. But you have to make sure that you're operating from a genuine place.
Absolutely.
Because you as a mentee should be able to pick on my spirit, and I as a mentor will be able to pick up on yours, and there should be a connection there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is powerful. This is powerful. And I pray that the people of freedom, I hope y'all sing your spirit. Your pastor is submitting to another person. That don't happen in churches, y'all. But I'm telling you all, this is helping us to understand that when you want to advance in life, you must learn the art of submission and the art of humility, all right? Has this been night? This has been good for us tonight. This has been good for me. For all of us who are watching us online, I see the hearts being pressed. This has been a tremendous blessing because I think that this conversation has given us the skill set to not only make steps forward, but to begin to at least create a plan. Because now you know you need a mentor. You need a mentor, okay? So especially to my leaders, I'm gonna start. That was something that we were gonna tap into leadership class, mentorship. So I'm gonna bring Marcus back, and we're gonna have him converse with us on one of those Saturday mornings in our leadership class, because I think a lot of the revelation he just dropped is what's gonna help us learn how to be more effective leaders. All right. Listen, this has been a blessing. Thank you all so much for connecting with us, for joining with us. Listen, if you have not already done so, please share this broadcast. I think that there was a wealth of information that has been shared tonight. We are not a church that just want to preach and get you delivered. Once we get you delivered, guess what we're going to do? We're going to get you empowered. And we're going to give you the skill sets that are necessary for you to become all that the Father has ordained for you to become. So share this broadcast. Please share this broadcast and make people watch it. Entice them to watch it so that they can get this revelation. And it's no offense, but if you can go out and listen to what Jay-Z says, and Jay-Z ain't going to never come and talk to you, and you got somebody right in front of you who is possessing the same information, who got more properties than you got, I'm just being honest, who's doing what most of us desire to do, why not expose this information? Tell them how they can get in contact with you on social media, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. I have multiple pages, but the one in particular that we can start with is at Multiple Streams of Income 1.
And that's on Instagram, right?
It's on Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
At Multiple Streams of Income 1. Please go on, follow, because I do videos, I post encouraging things or whatever, but I've had people to DM me, and through DM, we've made connections.
Absolutely.
And that's why, like I said, and just Multiple Streams of Income 1, just go there, follow, like the pictures, and if you're interested, we'll connect and we'll make it happen, because I'm at that place now where, like I said, I'm just about empowering people.
Absolutely.
And I know my soul is going to be blessed.
Absolutely.
And there's not any doubt in my mind. So as far as that, I'm not concerned. Like you said, it's not about the money.
Right. Right.
You know, mentoring is more valuable than money.
Yes.
I have mentors
absolutely
that are 10, 20 years my senior, and I still call on them. I still can connect with them. I'm still like a sponge. I'm still learning.
Yes.
So that's how it goes. So there's no way I can have mentors and not mentor someone else.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. But yeah, at Instagram at Multiple Streams of Income 1, the number 1. And I'll get back with you.
Absolutely.
I'm active on social media. I'll connect with you. I'm touchable. I'm reachable. I'm tangible.
Right.
You know. So yes, sir.
And if you don't have an Instagram, guess what you got to do? Get you an Instagram. Well, I don't do Instagram. Well, you don't want to get no revelation. Simple, all right? All right, but this has been a blessing to us. So let's thank God for Minister, Man of God, Marcus Scott. Come on, everyone here in the audience, those on the line, let's thank God for this man of God, all the revelation, all the insight, all the wealth of knowledge that he has shared with us on tonight. And that's just surface level, y'all. This is just surface level information that he's sharing. I'm telling you, it goes deeper than that. I done had conversation in the barber chair. I'm telling you, it goes deeper than this. Surface level revelation. So we thank God for him. Listen, this is DeCarlo Marcus, pastor of Freedom Church, senior servant here. Until Sunday morning, God blesseth thou with. Peace and blessings unto you. We'll see you Sunday morning. God bless you.